There is no peace as an alcoholic. Now, what do I mean by that? When you're a social drinker, you plan to go for a drink, don't you? Then you spend time in the pub, and then you spend time recovering if you had too much. It's all time spent around drinking, really, even if you're just having a few when you're younger. Because most people don't launch into heavy drinking until a little bit older, in my experience anyway. And as you get more into it, you tend to be in the habit of going for a drink after work, maybe having a few cans at home, partner might have a few wines or whatever it is, and you get into this sort of situation where most nights you're having a drink, and maybe you start to feel a bit tired and whatnot, because you think, well, it'll be fine. We'll have another, have a couple of days off the drink, and you'll start again the weekend. But all the time, it's always in your mind, isn't it? Are you going to go for a drink next Thursday? Somebody will ask, oh, what are you doing Wednesday night? Fancy a drink? Oh, look, it's Tuesday lunchtime. It's Dave's birthday. Do you fancy a couple of pints? It's there all the time. Now, when you slip from social drinker, where it doesn't bother you, into stage 2, I'd call it, where you find you've got a few little niggles, maybe a bit of tiredness, a bit of feeling unwell, maybe not eating too well, but you're young enough and you're fit enough to get over all that. It's still in your mind, isn't it? Maybe we'll go for a few drinks Saturday, but we've got to go and see the mother-in-law Sunday, so we don't have too much. It's all planning. Even at that early stage, you're still thinking, oh, shall I have a few drinks? No, better not, because I'm driving. Now, I heard somebody in the 20s the other day said, oh, I'm going to have a night after drinking Friday because I want to do normal things on the Saturday. So I said, what are you talking about? Oh, I want to be able to get up early and go shopping with my partner and do this, that and the other. And he had the kids to take somewhere. I said, why can't you do that all the time? He said, because, Friday night I have a really heavy session and I don't feel normal. So he had to plan to stay off the drink, just to go out for one day, what do you class as a normal day? Now, as a sober person, every day is a normal day. And people used to say to me, oh, this is the best you're going to feel all day. But I tell you what, it's a million times better than feeling hungover. So when you slip from stage 2 to stage 3, I was closely starting to be in it, the beginning of alcoholism, where you're starting to feel the pressure, starting to feel a bit more hungover, maybe having a few sick leaves at work, not eating properly, starting to look a bit grey, not feeling particularly fit. Then you don't have any peace at all, really, because you're thinking, well, I don't feel well, maybe I'll feel a bit better by lunchtime. I know some people who used to work in offices who would manage to get through to about 1 o'clock hungover, and then they'd have a few drinks at lunchtime, feel a bit better, and be half asleep by 4 o'clock, and then they go back to the pub. So it's on your mind all the time, isn't it? What I mean by no peace is, it's constantly there, isn't it? The pub's there. You go into the shop at night, get some groceries for your evening meal or something. I always have a bottle of wine. Better get a few cans or a few beers. Now, when you're sober, you've got all the time in the world. I've got so much time now. It's incredible. But I put it to good use. I go to the gym, go out with my partner, keep myself fit, do little jobs for my mates and my mother, and see my daughters in Manchester, go to London. All these sort of things I could never do because I was too tired or too hungover, or I had arrangements to go to the pub. I've seen the same people over and over again for years in the same pubs. All they do is drink. Now, I used to be like that, not as bad as some of them, but we just move on from stage 3 to stage 4 when you're actually in an active addiction. There's no peace whatsoever, because you drink to exist. You get up in the morning, have a drink, you try and get through the day, and then you plan to go to the pub. I stay a bit too late, you're not feeling very well, then you start to get to the point where, as I was, 2014, 2015, I relapsed badly. And then from then on, I just got worse and worse and worse. And my mind was constantly on the drink, and I had regrets about relapsing. I had regrets about my family, the sort of lack of productivity where I was. I hadn't fulfilled my ambitions. I hadn't done what I wanted to do when I was younger. I can do all those now because I'm sober. So the peace comes from, what I mean by peace is be able to go to bed at night and think, I feel all right. I feel alive, I feel good. I know tomorrow I can get up, I feel fresh. I don't have to worry about anything. My finances are in place. I've got a good lifestyle. None of this I could have done when I was drinking. I was tortured by the alcohol, you see. And I've spoken to a lot of people on here who've joined me in this community, really, which it is now, who've said exactly the same thing. They felt tortured. They felt pulled from one place to the next. The only focus was alcohol. They lost their jobs. They lost their houses. They lost their families. They lost their health. I mean, a lot of people die from this as well. A lot of deaths from alcohol-related diseases go down as other things like pneumonia, you know. So all sorts of things happen with alcohol. It destroys your whole physical being, really, and your mental health as well. So you get no time off from it, really. And I did another video. You know, alcoholism is a full-time job. So when you struggle with it, you're in this active addiction phase, then I used to have a can of beer by the bed. Why was that, you know? Because I felt so worried in case I was going to fall over or something's going to happen to me, or I was going to have a seizure, all these sort of things. So you get no peace at all. You get no peace of mind, and you don't sleep properly either because you're tossing and turning. This is in my case. Have I got enough drink in the cupboard? Can I get some tomorrow? I'll tell you a particular winter. I think it was about 2017. It was in the northeast. That's where I am now. It's always cold here, isn't it? It's the coldest place on earth sometimes. So northeast England gets this horrendous northeast wind, and it was very icy. Now, when you're a drinker, you become weak, like I was. You're worried about falling over. It's slipping and sliding. I mean, I'm pretty good now. I'm, you know, back with strength. Now, this particular winter, I was so worried because the side roads down here don't get gritted or cleared. So worried that I couldn't get out to get my alcohol. Then I was starting to get it delivered. Now, on my mind all the time, it was all the time, 24 hours a day. Can I get the drinks? Can I get the drinks? Can I get the pub? Will a taxi be able to make it up the road? Because it was quite heavy snow that particular time. I'm sure it was 2017. Had no boiler, no heating, no hot water. What a life that was. What happened to me? What's going to happen to you if you don't get it under control? Now, all that time, it must have gone on for weeks and weeks. There was hardly any movement around here, and you know, I was just so worried in case I was going to run out. I was petrified I was running out of drink. And how am I going to walk across the road? See, I'm a bit of an overthinker. Now, when you're in active alcoholism or active addiction with anything, I think you do overthink, and you panic and you worry and you lose your self-confidence. You become paranoid and you overthink every situation. The anxiety levels I had were off the scale. I thought people were watching me everywhere I went. Where does that come from? You know, I went from a very confident young police officer to some sort of nervous wreck. That's the best way I could describe it, a nervous wreck. Every noise, every bit of post that came through the letterbox, everybody I saw, I thought, God, you know, judging me. I had to go and put all the cans and bottles in the outside bins and try and put them in one by one. Everybody's done that with 100 bottles. You know, so you're constantly like trying to hide all the time what you're doing. It's like you've got a secret life, you know, you don't have any sort of rest from it. And that's what I mean by there's no peace. You get no peace whatsoever if you're an alcoholic. If you're watching this and want to cut down, get in touch with me. I'll give you some hints and tips. I'm not a medic, but I have been there, been through every stage from, you know, zero drink when I was a young kid to social drinking, and then stage where I would go 2, 3, and 4. When you're stage 4, you past the point of no return, really, just about. But you can get back. I'm living proof. I nearly died. I've just done a newspaper article which is going to be published in December. I'll let you, but I don't know the date it's got publication yet. Because I came back really from death's door, you know, and I'm here to help you and help people you know, and I want to share my story. I want to save some lives ultimately. I know it's a big thing that, but I know how you feel, and a doctor, unless he's been an alcoholic, won't know how you feel. That's a big thing for me. If you benefit from the videos, please subscribe. If you want to drop me a line, please do. I've also got an ebook out with a few hints and tips which will help you get sober and hopefully stay sober. Like I say, get in touch if you've got any particular questions, anything direct. And if you want me to cover any other subject matter, then please drop me a line. Speak soon.